everybody, welcome back to another video with Kat about Raid Shadow Legends. Oh god, my voice halfway through. Smoker voice is hitting. Today we are going to do a little showcase of Michelangelo and Donatello, 2 out of the 4 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that have come to the game. I suppose all 4 are technically in the game right now, but I don't have them, so it doesn't count. We're going to do that. If you want to play with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the ones I'm about to show you, all you have to do is download the game and log in for 7 days, and you'll get Michelangelo free in your account after 7 days of logging in. And if you log in for even more, you're going to be able to get his 5-star Perfect Soul like I have, which automatically makes him in the top 3 of my roster, which is crazy. It gives him a big stat boost. It gives him some extra power and some extra nuance. It's fantastic. So jump into that while you can. And the best way to get started with the account is to use the link in my description, because you will also start off with the legendary Corrado Fox Hunter, a great attack champion, followed by 3 epic champions. Hugo, who is insanely helpful and a great support champion. Lady Annabelle, who's really niche, helpful in some later game areas, and Deacon Armstrong, who comes in at level 40. He is hugely important for Arena, and so is Sun Wukong, but you have to get him using the promo code Monkey King, and you have to do that within the first day of creating your account. So you have to jump in on Sun Wukong immediately, make that the first promo code that you use, otherwise you might miss out on him, and that's not fun. Let's talk about the turtles! So our turtles here, we're going to start off with Michelangelo. So I've gone over his kit before. Same with Donatello, so we're not going to worry too much about them. What I am going to do is I'm going to show how I've built them and then show some areas where they're really helpful. Now, Michelangelo, like I said, I got for free. Same with that 5 red star upgrade. And then I have the Nature's Wrath blessing on him. So every time he places a debuff, it increases the damage that he does, which is really helpful because he has a decreased defense and a stun and decreased attack and leech. So this is probably one of the best champions to use this blessing for, because he has a really high chance of placing all of 4 different debuffs, which is really good. So that means his damage is going to compound, and plus he is designed as an attack damage champion. So the way I have him built is I've concentrated a lot on accuracy because I want him to be able to place those debuffs and the buffs that he places on everybody else and himself. Those are really important to me. But then I also have him at 100% crit rate, so that means every single 100% of the time it works every time. Stupid Anchorman reference. And then I have his crit damage increased as much as I can. His defense actually ended up being really high with the gear sets that I ended up using. I was concentrating with Feral and Perception and Slayer, especially Slayer because that gives us a boost in crit rate and crit damage, which is huge for him. Perception gives us that accuracy and speed. I actually didn't give him a lot of speed, and I don't worry about that as much for him. I could see why people want to have him be a little faster, but the way you'll see when I talk about the areas where I use him, he doesn't have to be the fastest champion because I have him paired up, obviously, with Donatello, but with other champions that are going to boost his speed for him. So basically all I wanted to concentrate on with him for right now was his attack and crit rate and crit damage, plus that accuracy, because I want to take full advantage of that blessing, especially since I have a 5-star upgrade for it. So that means his damage is going to stack up to 15%. So that's great. That's going to give him a huge boost, and plus it gives him a little accuracy boost too. I've had several login champions that I've gotten while playing this game, and he is absolutely one of the best of them. And funny enough, if you look at this top row, 3 out of the 4 were login champions. Loki was my very first one. Alice was the next one, and she's also an insane damage dealer. But then Michelangelo is incredible. So we're going to play with him in just a second once we talk about his boy Donatello. So again, we're going to have some Feral here because we want some accuracy. Now, he is more of a support. He will decrease the cooldowns on champion skill, which is great because I don't have the resources to have these guys booked up yet. They are going to be a priority once I get done with Arbiter and Mithrala. Those take a minute. But in the meantime, him having that decreased cooldown for his teammates is really helpful. So the way I have him built is as high of HP as I can, which I think I did pretty well here, 83,000. I also have him as higher on the defense, higher speed, and accuracy. So his accuracy could be better, The nice thing is for him, I don't have to have that accuracy built as well, because a lot of what he does is just support. He's the support in the sense of he is boosting the team around him. That's not contingent upon him having high accuracy. There's not a chance of him placing these debuffs. He will. So he removes he'll remove all the debuffs and he'll place, and it just places, not chance of, 15% continuous heal and the strengthen, plus an increase in speed, plus healing everybody. And he does have some damage base. And this is another reason that you want his max HP to be built as high as humanly possible, because he will heal all allies by 5% of that. So the fun thing about having both of them is that there is a passive effect of basically dogpiling or turtle piling on everybody as you're going through it. So whenever somebody attacks, this champion will join in on the attack. And I believe the same goes for Michelangelo. Yeah. So you're going to get a 2-for-1 as you go across all of these champions. And it's incredibly fun. It's fun to just watch them turtle pile on everybody else. A lot of people have been using them in Clan Boss. Boomer just did a whole video about how they're really helpful in Chimera, and that was how he was able to make a big difference just with those two. We still have events coming for Raphael and Leonardo, and from what we've seen in test footage, they are insane when you have all 4 of them. And I'm even seeing some major great stuff when you just have the 2 of them. So supposedly 2 of them is going to be hugely helpful for Demon Lord. I could see it for Hydra as well, especially with that ally attack where they both jump in every time. You want to just get in all of that damage while you can. What I do want to show today is the event dungeon, because duh, it's the event dungeon with Shredder. And then I'll show how I work with them in Tag Team Arena as well. So I'm gonna see if I can go a little further today. So we're gonna take out the Pac-Master, the Pac-Man Shrek, and our other boys, and we're gonna jump in for the other new pair that we have. I love that a lot of effusions that have been coming into the game have been very symbiotic. So a lot of the times the champions in this game work pretty individually, and that's great because sometimes you don't have the time to get everything, but Pac-Master Shayak and the Doggo were a great combo, and now the Turtles are immediately following another great combo. So we're going to see if we can push ourselves a little further on the event dungeon now that I have the boys pretty much geared up. And Donatello is only missing a few more masteries, but Michelangelo has all of his masteries done and ready to go. So we're going to see how well we can do. Plus, I also just want to show the animations of their attacks, and it's really fun to see. You'll see them jumping in and joining in. Now, Michelangelo's passive is really funny here. So he'll taunt. So obviously he's got a taunt going right now, but whenever he takes a certain amount of damage, he just self-heals and turns that damage into a shield, and it's insane. Now we are making a lot of progress in this. I haven't been able to do this before, and we're going further than I've ever been able to. So Donatello was a fusion, and that was a champion I had to spend a lot of time working towards. It was a fragment summon, so it was a little more work, but especially when compared to getting Michelangelo, who was just straight up free, who I just logged in for 7 days, and then he just dropped into my account. And then I had to do a little bit more work in the daily, like try to get him beefed up and get that perfect soul on him, but that was relatively easy. Now I know he's dead. It's okay. That's why we have Duchess Lilitu. She's our boo. She's going to help us out. And she's got crazy, stupid resistance, and so she'll be fine. See? We're good. And then Deacon Armstrong, who you can also get through the link in my description, gives everybody a turn meter boost. Makes him really helpful here, so I loved him. And I love it. Michelangelo gives us the killing blow, so we're able to get a little further. Apparently in all dungeons, these guys, if you even just having the combination of Mikey and Donnie is huge in a lot of these dungeons. And so this was a great example. I haven't been able to make it past this point now, but now I can because of that. And then we get some of that chronophage gear, which was brought into the game with them. So I'm also going to show them in a tag team arena battle because I want to show that they are useful in a lot of other areas. It's not just the dungeons where I find them to be extremely helpful. I'm also finding them to be really helpful in other areas of the game as well. So they're pretty versatile. So I want to show them in tag team arena. All right, let's see the boys here. So I love that Donatello starts off with a decreased skill cooldown, which we love. Kind of a counter. It's a little bit of a counter to what Fabian can do, where he increases the cooldown, which means, you know, you have less chance, and then you have some great AoEs from Michelangelo. Makes it really fun. Mithrala's Petrification makes it a little tricky for us to do some heavy damage right now, but we'll be fine. And I love that ally jump-in attack. That's also really helpful. So see, we have some Michelangelo self-healing and that taunt again. So now he's going to redirect a lot of the damage to himself. And so there is some incentive to build his HP and defense a little higher because he has that taunt. There we go. So the way I have this team set up with them is I basically have it so that Michelangelo does a majority of the damage. And as you can see, he does. And then we just take care. Donatello does a majority of the healing. Basically, I have it set up as 3 supports and just let Michelangelo schwack everyone. That's what we have for the turtles. I love the turtles. And now that I have them they're fully built up in their masteries, not the skills, because we know I'm always out of legendary tomes, but I'm really enjoying having them. It was fun once I added that perfect soul onto Michelangelo and he just skyrocketed right to the top of my roster. It is thrilling. They are really, really fun, and I look forward to continuing to gear them up, build them up a little bit more, because I'm hoping that they're also going to help me in some dungeon areas, which I really need help with. We're going to see where else they can be helpful. And then I will continue to do these videos as we get the rest of the Ninja Turtles coming to the game, which hopefully will be within the next few weeks or so. So stay tuned for information on that. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Tell me where you are using the turtles. How do you have them built? And let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to use the link in the description and get Corrado Fox Hunter and Hugo once you hit level 15. Lady Annabelle once you hit level 30. And our boys Deacon Armstrong at level 40, who you saw being super helpful in that event dungeon. And Sun Wukong using the promo code Monkey King. So basically you get 3 legendary champions, 3 epic champions, and Michelangelo comes in just with the ease of logging in for 7 days. So thank you guys again for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!